We're a little early, so we'll see how people
I know
react.
we didn't even tell people that we were
No,
gonna change up the time on them, but here we
no.
are.
So here it is.
Surprise!
Surprise. 9 a.m. Eastern for me. The time clock, the time change has thrown me off a little bit with the moving forward 1 hour.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine. Well, I can't imagine because I used to live that life, but for the last couple of years, my time hasn't changed at all.
Well, it's really hard with the kids. Like I didn't put my 3-year-old to bed till like almost 10 o'clock last night because we're
Ooh,
used to like 9 o'clock,
yes,
and that's late.
yeah, yeah. No, it is strange. It's even strange for me in Phoenix where my time doesn't change because my life still kind of is impacted by it. Like well, for instance, this podcast, right? Like we're kind of trying to figure out that plus like my work schedule. My most of my colleagues are on either Pacific or Eastern Standard Time. So with me not moving, the spring forward daylight savings time always throws me off because normally I can just start at like 9 a.m. my time, but still be starting at 8 a.m. their time.
Yeah.
Not so much for the next 6-ish months.
Yeah. Honestly, if it wasn't for like my phone, I wouldn't even have known
Yeah,
that happens.
you just jump forward.
Just jump forward.
Yeah, yeah. That my phone weirded out on me too because I don't typically leave my location settings on. Like I turn them off when I'm not using GPS or whatever. But it messed with the daylight savings time because I woke up and it did jump me forward because for some reason it thought I was
Mm.
in Denver. And I was like, "What's going on here? The clocks are still where they're supposed to be, but my phone says it's whatever time." Yeah, my wife had to clue me in. I think I
Yep.
had some whiskey the night before, so that didn't help.
No.
Anyway, but yeah, here we are. Looks like Eric's in the chat. What's up, Eccles? Um, do we have good stuff to talk about today? What do we got today?
I can bring it up.
You can, or we can just keep chit chatting. Anything new with you?
Nah, I'm heading to Ursa tomorrow
Oh, in Vegas.
in Vegas.
Do you gamble at all? Will you throw a 20 in
No,
a slot machine or anything?
maybe 20.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Uh,
That's like me.
and this is I've never been to Vegas.
Oh, well.
I've never
Okay.
been.
Did you block off any time for you to like experience some
Uh,
Vegas?
so I'll get there Wednesday afternoon.
Okay.
The convention is Thursday, and then I'm leaving Friday morning. So I will have some time to explore a little bit.
Basically Wednesday.
Basically Wednesday afternoon, and then like Thursday after for a little bit.
Okay. Wow. I'm no Vegas expert by any means, but I have been there a number of times. Um and it's even if you don't I don't gamble like you, I don't really gamble. I might set like a 20 or $40 budget. Um Basically money I'm willing to just set on fire.
Yeah.
But there are cool places to see, really good food to check out. That's what I would recommend is like pick one or two places you want to see and one or two restaurants that you really can't go to anywhere else except for in
Like
Las
what?
Vegas. There's a Hell's Kitchen there, so like Chef Gordon Ramsay, like super popular like TV famous chefs have restaurants there. I'm a Gordon Ramsay guy. I'd be trying to go to Hell's Kitchen. Um, there there are other chefs who have restaurants there. Or if you really like to eat good food, you can get some kind of crazy buffets. Like you can go drop like $100 on a buffet and have like crab legs all night if you wanted
Mm.
to, or something like that. Caesar's Palace is really cool. Like if you loved the movie The Hangover and you want to go see Caesar's Palace because that's where they stayed. They've got a really cool like underground shopping section type thing that's just weird because you're underground, but the ceiling looks like you're outside. Of course, there's the new Sphere. I have not been there since the Sphere
Oh yeah.
has
I
been
also I
out.
I don't know how is everything within walking distance, or is it?
Mostly, I'd say the strip. Yes. Are you staying on the strip?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh shoot, what's it called? Mandalay Bay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's strip-ish, I think. Again, I'm no expert. People could be listening with way more experience than me, but I'm pretty sure that's on the strip. You should be able to walk most of it. Heck, there's an In-N-Out burger there if you want to save some money. You know, I know you don't have In-N-Out
I
burger
mean, I'll
in
get something
Indianapolis.
decent. I'll get something decent. I
Okay,
think I'd love to hear what people where people say I should go eat
that's a
for
good
Las
point.
Vegas.
Yeah, if
If
people
you guys
are,
have thoughts on on where I should eat in Vegas, let me know because I've never been
yeah,
and don't have too much time.
it's gonna be cool. I think you'll appreciate it. It's there's only one of them. You know, there's only one Las Vegas. It's got some
Right?
cool stuff.
Yeah. Did you ever gamble in French Lick?
No, not at all. Not at
Not
all.
at all.
I know our boy Eccles did, who's here with us, but no. No, I don't because I don't gamble, I don't even like card games that much. Like when my boys are invited, you know, playing poker and stuff, like I'll play, but I'm not good. Even blackjack. Like in Vegas, maybe not so much at French Lick, but Vegas is like a more experienced gambler place. So if you go to a table and you want to play blackjack, playing blackjack, there are like I've learned there's like etiquette and rules. Even though everybody's playing against the dealer, if you've got four other people at the table with you, there are like rules about when you hit and when you stay based off of how that decision impacts the other people at the table, right? And in Vegas, I feel like there's not a lot of grace for you not knowing that etiquette.
Yes, I can
But
see that.
yeah.
I even felt that in French Lick. Like
Okay, did you?
I did
You
a
did
little bit
gamble
at the
there.
black,
Okay.
not much, like 10 minutes at the blackjack table. Too stressful.
I agree.
I did some like machines, but not too much.
Yeah, like my one highlight I think of being in Vegas is like one time I think I put $20 in a slot machine and hit for like 220 bucks or something right away and I was out. I was like, boom,
Yeah.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
That's it. That's I'm up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Eric's saying people do get super pissed if you mess up. I've felt that before. I've also been to there's like a mini Vegas in Colorado somewhere. I think it's called like Idaho Springs or Idaho Falls. It's in Colorado and they have casinos there. And we were there for a wedding and a bunch of people from the family were there playing blackjack. And the dealer was the friendliest dealer I've ever encountered who was like coaching the players through like what best practices are, should they hit, should they not, or without telling them what to do, they say, well, typically people would hit on a card like that. And I thought, oh, this is the table to play at. This dealer is actually coaching people. This is a much better
Yes.
experience.
Vegas, baby.
I could hear Jonathan saying that with his accent and his enthusiasm. Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning. So who's in charge of scheduling, Bill? Sorry about that. We are a little early today due to some
Calling us
scheduling.
out.
Calling us out.
I will take responsibility for that. We talked about it a little bit at the top of the podcast, but with the time change and then I've got some weird work scheduling stuff going on this week and maybe next week. So we just kind of had to pick a time that we could still get an episode in today. So
Yeah, and I think next week we're gonna do 10:30 Eastern. Is that right?
I'm
Or what did
pretty
you say?
sure. I'm
Okay,
pretty
pretty sure.
sure. I need to wait and see how my work calendar plays out.
Yeah.
Well, it's 6 a.m. for me. Jonathan's asking if we're okay. It's earlier for you too to be recording this podcast.
It is a little earlier, and I usually work out before, and I didn't
Same.
this morning.
Well, not on
So
Tuesdays, but yeah.
so I am a little. I guess I am a little more groggy. And I kind of noticed that. I was like, oh, I'm being super lame. let's just dive into the details or into the episode then.
Yeah, let's just get through this already.
Let's get through this one. Yeah, use code live to save on home gym con tickets. I forgot that was right there.
Yes,
We're
please.
we are like 108 days or something like that from home gym
Oh my
con.
gosh.
So if you're still considering it, time to start planning on it. All right, first item we have here, and I think this is pretty brilliant.
Okay.
Oak Club, it's a good idea. I don't know if it's for everybody, but I really like the idea.
Okay.
So the Oak Club C Beam. So this is a storage solution as a cross member that's open at the top, and you can put, they call everyday gym items in there. It's available from 16 inches to 43 inches in a few different variants. Black powder coat, et cetera, et cetera. I don't see this as an item that a lot of people are like, I'm gonna go replace my cross members with it. But this is a unique idea. I think it could be helpful for a lot of people who are working in tight space. The more storage, the better. It looks strong enough for most people. You're humming along over there. What do you think?
I was a little I see Jared is calling it out. Dust collector for sure. That was one of my first thoughts is, man, just gonna get a bunch of dust in there. And I say that because my whole gym is, I don't think I've like given my gym a good cleaning in over a year. So it's dusty. I would use it. I would use it. I wouldn't go out of my way, like you said, to replace an existing cross member. I could see myself maybe adding it to like the back center of my rack or something. What I could see happening is other companies seeing this idea and thinking, oh, this is actually a good idea. A stock piece, like it just comes included with their racks as like a feature, additional feature, like, oh, you get a storage beam. I don't like that there's still holes on the bottom of it because that limits what you can put in there.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
it'll just
that's a good
drop
point.
right out. So
That's a good
I like,
point. Yeah,
I think
I'll
they should
cut.
make it a solid piece on the bottom, personally.
I think that's a really good point. I didn't even think about that. Solid, and I wouldn't want it on both sides. I don't I don't know. I feel weird about it having it on just one side, but I would want, so like at the bottom of my rack, you can see like I store some stuff on the cross
Yeah.
members like
Yeah.
the J cups and mag pens, and I guess you could still do the mag pens, but I feel like it would be a one side thing. But it does
Yeah.
look cool. It like the concept's cool. I want to believe in this, but
Okay. I think it's a cool concept. I can also see why they kept the holes on the bottom because if people are using it for what you're pointing out, like either their left, right, or both bottom cross members, I think that band pegs going down there is a pretty common thing. My band pegs, or a couple of them, are down there. I wouldn't want one down there for it would limit attachment use or potentially a future attachment that would want to use those side cross members. I just wouldn't want it there. For me, it would just be an additional cross member that, like I said, I'd put in the back of the rack, maybe, at waist height or something like that for strictly for storage. I wouldn't want it to impact like the rest of my build out.
yeah. What does everybody else think? Do you guys like this? I think this is something that people are going to copy.
Oh, I like what Joey said. It should come with a strip of horse stall mat for the bottom. Maybe not horse stall mat, but I
Why?
think that if to cover up the holes so that you could optionally cover up the
Yeah.
holes
I'm
on the
thinking why
bottom or not.
specifically horse stall mats though.
I think he's just using
Okay.
like a common item you'd find in a home gym. I would probably do the same. I would take like I'd find some kind of like not as thick as a horse stall mat, but some kind of like what do you like in the kitchen people will put like inserts into their drawers and stuff for
Yeah.
utensils to like a liner of some kind. I
Some
would
sort
cut a
of
liner, a runner or a
designer
liner.
liner.
Yeah, yeah, some kind of
Oak
like
Club
color
designer
matched.
liner.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want it from Oak Club. Um, but yeah, Chip. I was just thinking of Fig Jam because when I opened up YouTube, his Thresher Pad is the topmost. His Thresher Pad review from 4 days ago is the topmost recommended video for me to watch. Chip has been going hard on the YouTubes
Chip's
lately.
been going
Have you noticed?
hard. Yeah.
Yeah, big
Nice to.
review guy, Fig Jam reviewer. Is that what Coach Carp called him? I think.
Isn't that? Oh no, his name's just Chip Bertie, isn't
Chip.
it?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like it. I would just get a storage rack shelf like rep.
I agree. From a cost perspective, that does kind of make maybe more sense. More surface area to actually store stuff.
I did see a comment on the Instagram post that Bremy had something. Do you have any
Hmm.
idea what that is?
Yeah, right after Oak Club announced this, Bremy or Andy Pandy, he showed like a story or something that he had made one as well, and had never released it. But he's not using his like this. His is just kind of like his open channel is flush up against the wall, so he can't even use it. But he was showing that it was an idea that he had. But to me, it looks like he just chopped up an existing cross member because it even had the 5/8 inch holes. It had the keyholes on his. So I thought, oh, he just took another cross member and just chopped it. Whereas it looks like this one is more kind of designed that way from the ground up. But I think O Club is known for just like coming up with kind of outside of the box ideas, and that's what they're trying to do here.
Yeah, when I saw this the other day, I went and decided to look at their entire website. They've got like, it's funny. Like I remember them like coming out, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and they had like two things, or one thing, and then two things, and now all of a sudden they have like 20, 30 different items on their website, all
Do
like little
they?
niche. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they've
I mean,
got storage mag pins. They've got a lot of different little sections.
yeah. People like their stuff, especially like their dumbbell trays and things like that. People like their stuff. I own, what do I have? I have their Alpha Spotter arms and I have a bunch of mag pins from them. I'm pretty sure that's all I'll ever need to get from them. Um, yeah, it was expensive stuff. It's not cheap.
Yeah, I wonder if they're even more expensive now that tariffs from Canada as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about this a little bit, but it wasn't fun to like have UPS collect additional money from me before I could even take my my O Club items from them.
Oh, they did that with Oak Club?
Yeah.
So how does that work? So you ordered it, and then when do you pay UPS?
Upon delivery.
Like they
So
come and you give them the credit card, or you pay
yeah,
them
like
some?
that. So I set mine to pick up at the UPS location, like at the
Okay.
center, the distribution center. I
Uh-huh.
just didn't even trust the driver. Like that little extra 20 miles from the distribution center to my house, I thought, I'm not going to risk it. I just spent a lot of money on this stuff. I don't want to give those boxes another chance to get tossed around in the back of a truck. So I went and picked it up at the distribution center, and you just pay at the counter. Like as they scan it and they're like, "Oh, it looks like you owe us X amount of dollars before we can release this to you." And so if I had let the driver bring it to my house, it would have been the same thing, where the driver would have knocked on the door and attempted to collect from his little handheld device, I think.
Gotcha. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right, so the horn hub from Darko. I like this. This seems like a pretty practical um, change plate storage option
Agree.
that takes up as little space on the rack as possible. So this is the horn hub from Darko. Like I said, space saving change plate holder featuring two side by side horns, basically doubling the storage you can add on the rack as opposed to most standard plate holders. There's 14 different colors, and each plate is tested up to 100 pounds. I wonder how he tested them, but um, like I said, pretty cool option.
Yeah.
Lots of different color options, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the price. I can't. They're probably not cheap,
I think they were
but
like 60,
oh,
maybe
that's not
90.
terrible.
Yeah.
But is he just what is this? How is he
These are
doing
3D
this?
these are
3D
3D
printed.
printed, and I'm pretty sure he in order to make them increase the load capacity, he's running some extra long bolts through those horns. So he designed them so that basically the metal bolt is going pretty deep down the horn, which is smart. Like that's how you make like a plastic or a resin stronger, is run metal through the middle of it. The color choices are the big differentiator here. There are other similar options like this. Yeah, even I'm not even sure how to pronounce that handle.
Yeah, I was
Triple
going to share
strength
that.
and bells of
Yeah.
steel have triple horn storage that works amazing for 5s, 10s, and 2.5s. Yeah,
This
so does Stray Dog. Maybe he means Stray
I
Dog
think he
strength
means
because
Stray
I don't
Dog.
think Surplus does. I think he means
Yeah,
Stray Dog. Yeah, I made one out of wood.
that's right.
It was one of my reels that popped off back in my more DIY focused days. They are great for that reason as a change plate holder. What I'm curious about here, and I couldn't find on Darko's website, none of the pictures show you from the back, but I'm wondering if he has anything to stabilize it, because using just a single bolt, if you go to put just, I don't know, let's say you put 20 pounds on one side, is it going to attempt to rotate? Because mine did that. Stray Dog gets away from that because they have, like, the way that they design theirs is there's like a couple of like metal flanges that center it and support it against the upright so that it can't rotate. So I'm wondering if Darko has anything like that on the backside here and we just can't see it. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, or you just have to make sure it's
Wrench it
crazy
down.
tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, again, in my experience, when I designed mine, no matter how tight I wrenched it down, it still wanted to spin some. But the color choices are going to make these popular because, a lot of people are at that stage in their home gym journey where it's all about customization and color coordination.
So Eric says there's a steel backing plate. It says
Oh,
2.
okay.
So $60 each for 3 with some green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool piece.
Cool piece. And then another one from Darko is the dual dock. So this one, this is an add-on to the. I think you can do 1 or 2 on either side, and it
Mm-hmm.
allows you to store your barbells on each side of the post, which is different than anything else out there, I think, right? I don't
Yeah.
think, yeah, his others, you couldn't do this. And then also available in 13 different color options.
Right. Fun fact though, this has been in Darko's queue for a while. When he originally started teasing the dock to myself and a few other people, before he released it, it was the double dock like this, with attachment points on both sides of the upright, and then he decided to just go with the one side. I don't know his
Oh,
logic there. Maybe he was just playing like the Apple game where it's like, oh, we'll
yeah.
start with one SKU and then we'll drop the second SKU a year and a half later and people have to buy it all over again. I don't know, but I love it. I think the dock is a great piece. I think he even has intentions, or at one point he wanted to be able to add other type of attachments, like, so maybe not a barbell attachment on one side, but like some other type of attachment, because it's modular, because you can change out what you have attached to either side of the dock. I hope he delivers on those because
Got it.
he's had some really cool ideas for other stuff to put on there. But yeah, I love this. I think it's great. The doc is actually one of my favorite pieces from Darko.
Yeah, this is cool. All right. Takeover Strength coming up. Sounds like they're going to be releasing new products any day now. They have the strap bar and then the RX Pro Stick and RX Sport Stick. So these are just I think they're improved versions of the Boom Stick and then the Baby Boomer. I also think these are in collaboration with Donnie Thompson. At least the Boom Stick and Baby Boomers are.
Have you ever tried those before?
Hey everyone, Rich Galgano,
Whoa.
Takeover Strength. Site's going to be launching very soon. This is the much anticipated
Sorry.
strap bar. It's made of steel, beautiful weld, super strong.
Someone's
Made
gonna
in
get mad at
USA.
that.
Jake has no regard for your eardrums, people. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I put this together this morning and I forgot to take out the volume there. So I've seen multiple people say they don't really like this strap bar. I think it's going to do better than what most people think. So I just wanted to say that. And then as far as the Baby Stick and Baby Boomer, I have no experience with anything like that. So
Okay.
but it does I mean, they look great. They look great, and I think there is a community of people that love this stuff. So
Yeah. I don't even
body
know.
tempering.
Body is that what it's called?
Yes.
Okay. I know it's a thing. I've never done it before. I do remember Donnie Thompson at year 1 of Home Gym Con. Wasn't he putting on like kind of like a mini clinic showing people? He had like a guy laying down and he just had all of this weight loaded on his back, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Eric said, I feel like everyone's starting to hit on Rich when he shared his buddy's Trumper bumpers. I don't know. Did they?
I think I think the Trumper bumpers were, under the Kabuki brand. That was kind of a wild move. But I don't know. I think most people are just like they're just like confused. Most people didn't see the initial like change, and I still see comments where people are like, "What happened to this company?" So I think I think a lot of people are just still confused. I did a poll, and I was like, "Is Takeover Strength going to succeed?" And the results were like, don't quote. It's something like 6% said yes, they're going to succeed.
Okay.
24% said no, they're not going to succeed, and like 60 or 70% were like, I don't know, I don't have enough info.
Yeah, I'm still split on it. I think what is always interesting to me is people will tag them in under the Kabuki Power brand on Instagram. We'll tag them for products from the Duffin days, right? Like, so products they don't even manufacture anymore, and somebody will tag them when they're using like a piece from there, from like whether it's like it's too early, I can't remember the names of any other popular like a shoulder rock or something, and they'll share it out. And I'm like, it's not even a product you guys sell anymore. You guys kind of left that in the dust, so that comes off weird to me. I mean, I get it, it's free promotion, but then I'm still not sold on using Rich as the spokesperson. It's like I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like they need somebody else to be their spokesperson.
Yeah, but who?
Well, oh gosh, forgive me because I know he listens to this podcast. Derek
Yeah,
from Havoc is going to be is their CEO. Is that correct now, or will be?
I think the term's managing director or something like that.
Managing director. I feel like he would be a better spokesperson than even Rich, or somebody. Like
Yeah,
I think
I doubt Rich wants
himself.
to do this forever. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, just based off of like talking with him and
Yeah.
catching his vibe. I doubt he wants to be the face of it, you know.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
you got to get the word out somehow.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe he's the only person who's comfortable talking to camera. Texas 50 Cal is asking, is Takeover going to be at Home Gym Con? I don't think,
Uh,
are they?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I doubt it. I would love for them to be, but I haven't heard, and you know, time's ticking. So probably not. I would, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I'd be curious to try the strap bar. That's a I'm not sold on it till I try it type of thing. Then again, I own two different safety squat bars, so I doubt that it's gonna be better than those that are dedicated. But I could be wrong. Again, something I'd have to try.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think that it looks solid in that video and others from what I've seen, but we'll see. Okay, so this was a teaser from Wide Body Bench. I think this is a much better product than their actual bench, at least in regards to like for most people. So Wide Body Bench is a kind of a robust bench, I would say, where you can add attachments like just like bench, flies, curls. I think you can also do like other sorts of pressing. You can like change the angles and stuff. But this is a change up where you basically just have some sort of attachment you put on a power rack. So I would like it like right here on this
On the
open
backside?
open post. That's actually what I was thinking about, something like this. That would be perfect. So you attach it to a single post, and it works similar to the actual bench where you have these fly attachments. You have this bench attachment, you have this curl, and you just take it on and off for the different movements. I obviously can't speak as to like how well these work, but I really do like this concept as
Yeah.
far as like it would take a lot of storage to store
Indeed.
these pieces. That's for sure. But I do like this concept where you slightly you change out the arms and just leave that attachment base there, and you have basically like, at least from these pictures, I'm guessing more potential, but 3 different attachments right there, or 3 different machines.
Are they different arms? Do we know?
Yes,
They are
yes,
different arms. Okay. I thought they might have been the same arms, just configured differently, but they are 3 different sets of arms.
correct.
Okay. Yeah, storage is going to suck for that. But I agree with you. I like the idea. It doesn't look like it's proprietary to their bench, right? Like
Correct.
okay. Good move. Yeah, I think there's a space for this. People are going to like this.
I do too.
Again, storage is going to be weird for it, but I think it's interesting.
I do think, and it still like takes up a lot of space, but they do have like a storage mount for this stuff. Like I don't know if it's a rolling cart. I can't remember, but they do have something for that in place.
All
I'm
right.
not sure how cost effective it is or anything like that. But yes, I do think this is a cool little.
Are they coming to Home Gym Con?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. We'll have to try this out.
And then I think it was actually Eccles was asked them if they were going to bring this to Home Gym Con, and they're going to try. Like that's the goal, if it can get here in time. But so these are just prototypes or renderings or whatever. But
Okay. Yeah. So they're importing this then, I assume, based off of their uncertainty around getting into Home Gym Con.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I'd be curious to give it a shot.
yeah. And then I put this title as popular items selling fast. I just thought it was interesting how the shoulder boulder from Bells of Steel already August 14th ship date, and then the Titan selectorized leg curl machine out of stock. So that sold fast, and it looks like a higher price tag, if I'm not crazy.
On the leg extension and curl machine?
Yeah. So it looks like they've
I don't
already
know.
raised the price. Oh, shoot. If somebody can confirm that's a higher price, I believe it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They might have had a early purchase sale price. Plus, there's always coupon codes flying around for Titan. But you're right. Things popular items sell out fast. I think even like another example that I thought about when I took a peek at the deck this morning was Fringe Sport just released the dual weight horns for the Mammoth Belt Squat, and not just released, but just had I think had another batch of them. Maybe they just released, but they're sold out as well
Are they really?
already. Yeah. So popular items do sell fast, and especially on import items, you're gonna have to wait for another, you know, not pallet, but what do they call the shipping container? You're gonna have to wait for the next shipping container to get across the ocean before they're back in stock. So you can't wait on that stuff. But who was it that? There's plenty of people. I think it was Adam from Garage Gym Lab. He was like, "You never buy V1 Titan products." So people went for it.
People went for. I mean, this one I've seen some reviews out there, and they're solid. People,
Yeah,
like,
I watched the one review. What was that first one that dropped? From that first time YouTuber.
the Greenwood,
Greenwood, yeah.
Greenwood something, yeah.
Yeah, that was
With the
actually a pretty
dogs?
decent review with the dogs. I was
Yeah.
actually impressed for his first video. I thought there's some potential here. Hopefully he keeps going.
He does. He has. He's pumped out some more videos.
Oh, has he? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so out of touch.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. I'm excited to try the leg curl extension again at Home Gym Con because the first year it wasn't super great. But yeah, you can't wait on these items, especially, sorry, I think that's a street sweeper going by outside if you guys can hear that. But yeah, you can't wait on this stuff, and the prices are only going to go up. So maybe that's why people jumped on it. I bet the tariffs
Jason.
helped people to not wait on the Titan leg extension leg curl.
Titan's getting greedy. I don't think they're getting greedy. I think stuff's just expensive to make. Let's go back to that. Alibaba is quickly becoming my go-to. I don't know. I can't get behind Alibaba. It just feels like they're undercutting all these companies, and they're gonna, it's gonna like stifle the motivation behind them to even come out with new products if people are just gonna buy from Alibaba.
I don't think that they're undercutting. I wouldn't put it that way. I think that they're simply giving us a level of access that we haven't had before. Like you historically needed to have a Titan, a Fringe, or, insert whatever import company you want to do the dirty work of working with, collaborating with, trying to communicate through language barriers with these companies overseas and branding them and bringing them stateside. But now Alibaba is giving us a way to communicate and work with these companies.
I forget. Have you bought anything from Alibaba?
Yeah, I've bought stuff from AliExpress, which is Alibaba.
Like what?
Cable attachments, like some cone grips. I've bought like hardware, like some bolts and screws and stuff like that I would find on Amazon, and then I'd go to AliExpress and I'm like, oh, I can get this cheaper on AliExpress, and it ships pretty quick too.
Like how quick?
Oh, it ships like next day. You just have to wait. Again, these aren't machines and stuff that they were having to build for me. These were just things that they already had in inventory. It ships the same day or next day. And then, I'll get stuff in like 10 days from China. Basically, if it doesn't have to get on a ship. So if they can put it in an airplane, you'll get it pretty quick. So yeah, anyway, I don't think it's them undercutting. I think that they're just giving us a level of access. And I also think it just exposes a little bit, like
How much it costs?
Yeah, like the markup that we're seeing on these things, in order, again, this is what it takes to stay in business, right? Like
Yeah,
Titan has a team of people that they have to pay and families that they got to feed. My question is like, but how much do you have to make? You know,
yeah. I think Jason, were you the one who commented on the K box review and just said Alibaba $169 or something like that? I think products like that, like the K box, I did go and look. I couldn't find the K box, but I saw like um the other pulley, like a K pulley replica, and it was like a couple $100 versus like 2,000. So I think things like like the flywheel systems are just like the gap between how much it costs and what these companies are selling it for are crazy. And it did take me like for a comment like that to go and look at it and be like, oh wow, that is a quite a bit of a difference in price. um, yeah, Jason, yes, it was 264. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm still a little bit undecided. I want to support the brands who are, putting their careers on the line. They're trying to create a brand behind the gym equipment, for certain items at least. But
yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I don't hate on that. I get it. It's also, really difficult, obviously, to run and own a business and to make enough money to keep yourself going, to make it worth the effort. It just once you can't unsee it once you've seen some of these prices and you realize the markup that is occurring to bring them stateside. I think for me, I think the importance is putting some kind of a spin or, differentiator on it. I don't know why, but the mammoth belt squat comes to mind, because there's a lot of rack attached belt squats out there. I think about like the Revolt Fitness one, and you can buy 12 different variants of the exact same thing with a different brand on it because they're just coming right off the shelf from a factory in China. They're putting a logo on it and calling it theirs. Whereas like the mammoth belt squat, that was a unique idea with Fringe Sport where they are working directly with the manufacturers in China to bring their vision to life. It's not just an off the shelf top type of item. Speaking of which, I don't know if you saw this, but it was exposed this week on the Home Gym Facebook group that the GetRx tornado arms, those are an off-the-shelf item. Those are not something that they designed themselves. At least that's what it appears like, that they are an off-the-shelf item from a manufacturer in China, and we're seeing more people bring them to market. You can actually buy them right on Alibaba. You can buy the tornado arms off of Alibaba. So
yeah, I mean, I've seen ATX. ATX has had them for I think at least a year. Those like
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
mean that these ones are like exact replicas with like the same
Right,
design
right.
aesthetic and everything. I don't think the ATX ones are like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Huh.
What does this say? Our government made it so consumer goods were produced overseas for cheap, while we specialized in high tech patents. To think we need to buy local or from a local reseller is absurd given the history. It's a good take. I also think capitalism has gotten crazy out of hand. Again, just like the mark, how much money do you have to make? How much is it, how much is enough? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I want to get rich too. So no hate.
All right. Do we have anything else on the? I can't
I
remember.
don't think you have anything else on the slide. Let us know in the comments if you guys have anything else you want to add or if you want to share your perspective on something that we talked about or otherwise, because we wrapped that up fairly quick today. I'm wondering what else. Vegas for Jake. That's tomorrow. You said you leave Wednesday, but Wednesday's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have a direct flight?
Yes.
Nice. That is the way. watching the chat to see if anybody else has anything they want to add.
Yeah, we might be good. I am looking forward to seeing Ursa. Like it's still a very cool event. It's more like business to business driven, but there should be some cool equipment to check out. Hopefully I can get some people to sign up for Home Gym Con. And it is like, I think Ursa's like 20 times larger than Home Gym Con.
That's wild. Are there any manufacturers that you know are going to be at Ursa that you are targeting?
Oh,
like
yeah.
you like, I want to talk to
Oh,
these
yeah.
people.
It's a business trip for sure.
Well, I know it is, but do you want to share who you're hoping to have a conversation with?
I mean, like, I would love to just show a company, a couple of brands, like, hey, it's not like this, like, it's just me behind this trying to like grow it. It's not like, so I've told you this before. I send like sale email after sale email, and it's really hard to like differentiate yourself. And like, you have no idea if they're reading them or not. So I think there's like brands that I just want to say, hey, here's this event. It's growing. I think you should be a part of it. And like, I'm here to like make sure this event is a success, as opposed to like, it's not a corporate company. But I mean, I would love to there's like Primal Strength would be amazing. I know they have local, like they have distribution and in Ohio. They've considered it. Alico. There's a company called JW Sport there's a lot of people that are still considering it, that, if I can get my face, maybe not this year, but they'll consider it in 2026. So
Playing the long game.
Playing the long game for sure. Yeah. If they can't, like, most likely I won't get anybody to come for this year. Like, being realistic, like there's 100 days left. They just probably spent 50, 60, $70,000 on Ursa.
Sure.
To get them to come to Home Gym Con in such a tight turnaround would be tough. I think most of these companies are larger. So like the booth, 10 by 10 at Ursa is like $4,000. So these are like, most of these companies that go are larger, and they created their budgets last year for this year. So it's very unlikely I'd get anybody. But we'll see.
All right. We got some comments. Well, good luck to you. I hope that you are successful. Let's see. Jared has a question. When do you think the take-home portion of the Home Gym Con site will pick up? I've got once. Oh, like what you want to buy from
Honestly,
Home Gym Con?
I doubt until the last like 45 days or so.
Yeah. I think if you really know that there's something that you want, you should be reaching out to those manufacturers right now.
Yeah, I would say get ahead of it.
Yeah.
I think once they're on that site, it might be pretty competitive. There's actually quite a bit of people checking out that page on the website, and it's really unfortunate because there's just not very much there yet.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, I talked to Rep a couple weeks ago, and they're like, we're just figuring out what we're bringing now. And I imagine most of the other companies are even farther behind. So, and then Jared asked, what did I think about the Arnold? So the Arnold was cool. Have we discussed this on this podcast?
You did talk about it last week.
But anyway, the Arnold's super cool. Lots of celebrities, lots of energy drinks, very, very busy. As far as like pitching Home Gym Con to companies at the Arnold, it's very tough because a lot of these companies just have staff, and they're not necessarily the decision makers. And it's also so busy that they're also like fielding other requests, or they're selling stuff. So it's very hard to actually get time with the companies. Whereas like URSA is more of a B2B convention conference, and there's no crowds. There's no crowds at URSA.
Okay.
It is pretty, like, you can go wherever you want. Sure, you might have to like wait to talk with somebody, but it has more of a like I said, it's way larger than Home Gym Con, but it has more of a Home Gym Con feel, except for like certain booths, like some of the like really large gym equipment suppliers. They have these beautiful booths, and then they have like literally 40-50 salesmen there to meet with their clients.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
they just bring their whole staff. They do it once a year. Maybe they go to FIBO too, but they go all in on these booths, and then just like bank on quality conversations with people. So similar to Home Gym Con, where a lot of these companies do have very quality conversations all day. It's just like at a different, home level, as opposed
just
to like
volume.
somebody filling up commercial gym chains.
That makes sense.
But it is cool. I mean, there's a lot of really cool equipment. Even there, I won't be able to like check out everything. But you'll see a lot of. It's funny because at URSA, you'll see like a Chinese brand with like some of their equipment, and then you'll walk over to like a popular brand, and you'll see the exact same thing, just with their logo on it.
Just like we just talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see that on the commercial gym side too.
So I'm wondering, specifically in Vegas, because Vegas is like the Strip in particular, has just a ton of walking traffic with people looking for something to do. I'm assuming that they're going to get, I mean, Home Gym Con got this last year where people were just like staying in French Lick, and they saw that there was a home gym convention. Like I remember seeing like some vintage saints, like probably in their 70s or 80s, who were just like, let's go to this. And they're just walking around with a bunch of us home gym guys looking at product, having no idea, I think, what they signed up for. I saw them at the entrance, like paying for their entrance with Adam and Megan. But I'm assuming there's going to be some of that at URSA. People who don't know what they're wandering into.
I think maybe some, but not a massive amount.
No, not a massive amount. But
I think it's more expensive. Yeah, it's more expensive.
Yeah. What is entry to get in there?
I bet it's like 100 a day.
Okay.
Maybe 80 a day.
So then, yeah, maybe people weren't going to just flip that on something that they don't know about. But, I could see a salesperson, like you said, they have teams of 40, 50 salespeople, and somebody walks up and starts asking questions. They're like, no. I ain't got time for you. I know.
I don't know. These booths are like, I don't think anyone's going to go up and walk up to a salesperson. They're like,
okay,
40 pieces of commercial gym equipment, and like people just walking around, or they've partitioned like meeting areas.
Okay.
As well. Stuff like that.
I've seen that. I've been at conventions just like that where I was working them. I wanted to answer this question from Snarker. Looking at a T-bar row platform, the Rogue one for 465 or Alibaba 95. Never bought from Baba, but thinking about it. Other ideas? I don't have any other ideas. You could check AliExpress or even Temu. What I'm thinking is it's likely not like a dupe of the Rogue T-bar row platform, because I'm pretty sure that's something that they make in Ohio. But there's not much that's overly complex about a T-bar row platform. There's plenty of them. So if you're okay with not having that overbuilt, like heavy duty aesthetic that you're getting with the Rogue one, yeah, that would be something that I would consider going the less expensive route on. If all you're trying to do is get off the ground a little bit and angle at an angled vertical kind of thing for T-bar row, why not? I don't know about them being a lot on marketplace. I mean, I just use some wooden blocks that I built and just bring those out when I'm doing T-bar rows. That's just me. So but I say that to say that it's a simple enough concept that that would be something where I would be very likely to go the Alibaba route or otherwise. 4-6 has a T-bar row platform as well. They do. There's a lot of them. 4-6 imports theirs. So let's see. Jared, T-bar row platform. Yeah, check Black Widow. He does make them. His are really nice. And I don't know what this is in reference to. Mike, I did already. Not sure what he means, but good job. Good job doing that already.
Proud of
Jared.
you.
Proud of you. Yeah, well done.
Galt House discount code. I think
Oh, good
until
question.
can't remember the date off the top of my head, but it could sell out. So I typically just say, hey, book it. You don't have to pay anything down, and if you can't make it, cancel. But I do know it's like at least 30 days. It might be 45 days before the convention, and then it's gone. So relatively coming up, and then again it might sell out. So
Yeah, and you don't pay until you check in.
right.
So I feel like it's a no-brainer just to go ahead and book if there's even a chance that you're gonna go. Oh, Jared,
Repeat
yeah,
this.
ask the vendor about stuff you wanted to take home. Yeah, so did I actually. Yeah,
Who'd you ask?
so Prime.
For something small? For
Well, it was when they first teased the smart arm. The smart arm is the one that does all of the like the curl and leg curl extension, right? Yeah. When they first teased it, I thought, oh, that looks like it could break down to be small enough to spread out over a couple of large suitcases. I was just really excited about it and just immediately reached out to Prime. And so, but I doubt that that's gonna to go. For one, it's not gonna break down enough to get into a suitcase. And then two, once I saw that you can only use it like at like a 45-degree angle off your front upright, doesn't work for me in my current setup. So if they bring a smart arm, it's not going home with me. Anybody else
Yeah.
can go try to get that.
All right. Cameron, how was the VIP ticket response? I picked one up. This will be my first home gym
Nice.
con. So the VIP packages sales went pretty well. I want to say like 75 people have signed up for the VIP package, which from my perspective with 100 days out is really solid. I think yesterday I changed up the VIP package to where it is, it's probably more expensive than what it should be, but I just it's sold well, but it just includes the early access and after hours event now for $99.99 as opposed to the hat and then the t-shirts, because I had to order those. So there's
Okay.
no more hats or t-shirts available. It's just the early access. I figured, give people a little bit more time, but you won't get the little swag for a little bit extra. And then the people who bought right away got all that and the t-shirt and apparel for quite a bit less than the $99.99 or $89.99. So just I appreciate everyone who orders early, whether you're a vendor or you're getting tickets. The earlier you buy, the cheaper it will be. So,
Yeah.
but yes, VIP, happy with that. And it should be like double, triple by the end of all of the last couple of years. So a little bit different VIP package than the last couple of years, but yeah, a lot of people are interested.
Yeah, I jumped on it right away. I've been pretty. I've been passionately sharing that I think the VIP experience is the way to go. Bill is asking, any advice for someone attending Home Gym Con for the first time and by themselves? So I think that there are two ways to answer this. I think number one, Bill, you'd have to think about what you want your experience to be like. Like, do you want to just kind of go through there? Are you and not necessarily interact with a ton of people and go spend time trying a bunch of equipment? Or do you want to meet people in the community? Do you want to make connections, talk to people that you might have talked to in the DMs and things like that? So if it's the first one and you just want a quiet solo experience, I think you just go and have the time that you want to have. But if you would rather, meet a bunch of people, get involved, have some beers with the guys after, grab lunch with them or breakfast, then you're gonna have to kind of put yourself out there, introduce yourself to a couple people. Come find me, I can, because I'm the one answering the question, I can say that. And it's like any other social event. Once you meet one or two people, then they're gonna continue to introduce you to other people. Have some courage. Walk up to, if you see a group of guys that you recognize having a conversation, I'd say just walk up and introduce yourself. And I think from there it kind of snowballs. What do you think, Jake? How's that response?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think if you're coming alone, you most likely don't want to be alone the entire time. Yeah, I hate to like say I push product and just say I would do the VIP. You get a lanyard with your
Yep.
name on it. People know your name through chats and stuff. Like I see you in the comments all the time. I know Bill Church. I don't know exactly what you look like, but if I saw you with a name tag that said Bill Church, I would say, "Oh, hey, man, nice to meet you." So, and I think you would get, if they saw your name tag, you get 25 people doing that to you. And I would just say, like, take your time as well. Like, as long as you did the both days, which I imagine you did if you're traveling, take your time, just enjoy it. I think you said it pretty well. And then I thought Eric's comment here, just say, like, don't be afraid to talk to people. We all have the same hobby and we're all pretty friendly. I think that is like something you don't really fully understand until you're there and you're talking with people who have this like niche hobby that you can't talk about with in person to anybody else. I think that was, started this conference and just kind of like didn't truly understand that was going to happen. And then it happened year one. And then all these like organic relationships just happened and you see them. It's much easier to talk with people online after you've met them in person. So
Accurate.
and then
Perfect.
Bill did already get the VIP ticket.
Good job.
And he now has a photo on his Instagram account.
That will help. Cool. Well, hey, I need to wrap this up because
Yep.
I got to get to work.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Thanks for checking this out. Let us know if you have anything else you want us to cover next week.
Yep. See you guys then.